Joining me on Houston Sports Talk is Astros pitcher Will Harris. Been one of the big surprises of the year from Slidell, Louisiana. I'm going to start off with a little lighter stuff. Just you're a Cajun, so have you found some good crawfish here in Houston since you've been in town?
Yeah, we actually live close to BB's Cafe over in the Heights, so we make our way over there as much as we can and get some good food. Actually went there last night. I didn't get any of the crawfish, but they got a bunch of po' boys and boudin balls and things like that, and so it's good.
You seem to have snuck up on a lot of Astros fans and maybe people around baseball with the kind of year you've had. You had a really good close to last season. You had, I think, 16 scoreless innings. You come into this year. What's changed for you maybe towards the end of last year coming into this year?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. Coming up, I felt like I had a lot of success in the minor leagues, doing kind of what I've always done, sticking to my game plan. 2013 had a good year with Arizona, doing a lot of the same stuff. Had a rough start last year, had a couple of bad outings that kind of spoiled my numbers there for a while. But went back down to the minor leagues, kind of did what I always did, came back up, didn't change anything, and have taken the same approach this year. So I'm the same pitcher I've always been, take the same approach I've always took, and so just maybe a little bit better fortune this year.
One guy that you did know coming in here was Tony Sipp. Tell me a little bit about you guys' background. I believe you go back to high school, right?
Yeah, we played for the same summer program, kind of travel ball thing, I guess they call it nowadays. Bill Hood baseball. We had a lot of guys from Louisiana, a couple guys sprinkled in from Mississippi, Tony being one of those. And yeah, we went all the way back, played a summer together, and then actually played together in Arizona in 2013. And now we're back here, and two locker spaces away, so it's nice. Tony's a good friend.
What kind of guy is Tony from being around him a little bit over the years, and has he changed much since you knew him as a kid?
No, he's always been a very quiet, confident guy. Really, really one of the better guys in baseball that I've come across. He's there for you. Any question, anything you want to ask him. He's a good, honest friend, which I really appreciate.
One of the things everybody talks about is this, they're a young team, the Astros are young. You guys in the bullpen have been around for a while with Luke and Pat and yourself and Tony. You guys aren't 21, 22-year-old kids. Talk a little bit about that, about how there is really veteran guys here in the bullpen, especially.
Yeah, I think with a bullpen, short memories are really important for us. If we have a bad outing, I'm pretty sure it's not the first time we've had a bad outing in our career. So how you handle that mentally is a really big part of the game for a reliever. So having guys down there with experience, guys that have been through basically every situation you could probably be in baseball, I think is without a doubt a strong point for us.
One of the things that a lot of people probably wouldn't have known about you coming in was Jesus Ortiz wrote a really great feature on you in spring training from the Houston Chronicle, talking about how you lost your mother in an accident when you were 6 and your father leaves when you were 9 years old. And I'm curious, how does that change the way you go about life, and how did you deal with all of that as a kid?
Everybody, I feel like in this clubhouse has had something tragic happen to them. I don't think it separates me from anybody in here. If anything, it made me a lot closer with my brothers, my grandparents and things like that. I was really blessed as a kid and had a great childhood, and had a great upbringing and a lot of people that cared about me and a lot of friends and a lot of good family that I still, stay in contact with on a daily basis. So I'm fortunate to be where I'm at.
Is there anything that you can impart on kids? I mean, you're in this unique situation as a baseball player. You get to, interact with a lot of kids and they look up to you. Is there anything that you can tell them from having gone through that, or just do you feel like just going through that is and being here is an inspiration in itself?
Yeah, like I say, it's nobody's life is going to be a perfect ride all the way through. You're going to lose grandparents, you're going to lose friends. Sometimes parents, in my case, sometimes brothers and sisters. So to each their own. How you want to handle things. I guess I don't know the right way or the wrong way, and I don't really have an answer for that one.
Well, your grandparents raised you. Were they able to see what you've been able to accomplish and play in the big leagues? Are they still here and with us?
Yeah. My grandfather passed away when I was in college, but my grandmother, she's still here. She watches every game, listens on the radio when she can. She's made a few games this year, so yeah, she follows. She knows a lot about baseball. She's been going to baseball games since she was a little girl. She's a very bright baseball mind.
I believe your brother sort of set the path for you, right, as far as baseball is concerned. You played with him at LSU. Tell me how he helped you along the way.
Yeah, he's kind of been the trailblazer for me. Everything I've done in my career, he's kind of done first. So being a couple years older than me, so yeah, he's was a really good baseball player. In his time in high school, and then going to LSU, and then getting into pro ball before me and things like that. So he's a guy I bounce a lot of stuff off of. He's here this weekend, so we've woke up the last 2 mornings. Had coffee, talked about baseball, talked about different things in the game, and he's definitely a resource for me that I use as much as I can.
Well, I'm going to go a little lighter, thankfully, at this point, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the bullpen guys. Tell me, of all the guys, the bullpen guys are usually pretty different, unique personalities, kind of strange. Who's the strangest guy in the bullpen? Is it you?
No, I don't. Maybe they might say that. I don't really know. We got a lot of guys that, like I said, that have been around for a long time, and they know who they are. They know what they're about. They have their routines, and so strangeness. I don't know. Strange. Probably the best character we have down there would be our actual bullpen catcher. Javier Bracamonte is. He's been here for a long time, and he's a really good dude. And we'll mess with him here and there, pick on him, and he has a really big phobia of snakes. So we'll throw some rubber bands on him and stuff, and watch him get pretty scared. But as far as guys that are different, we all probably have our little quirks here and there.
You bullpen guys have a lot of spare time on your hands. What are you guys doing in the bullpen? How do you guys keeping yourself busy before you get out there?
We have our little routine. We get down there and kind of get our stuff set where we normally keep it, so we know it's there. When the phone is called, where our gloves at, where different stuff is. The red hot or stuff like that we rub on our arms, and just kind of make sure everything's in line, and then we watch the game. Keep an eye on the pitch count, keep an eye on the starting pitcher, what they're throwing. Maybe keep an eye on the umpire's zone. Kind of get a feel for how that is that particular day. But yeah, we laugh, and we crack jokes and things like that for sure.
Have you picked up any tips or anything from some of the guys like Neshek and Gregerson and Chad Qualls, the guys that have been around for a long time?
We'll talk about stuff, just how they approach hitters and things like that. We all kind of do pitch a little differently, which is nice. We don't really have cookie cutter relievers down there. Some guys throw sinker, some guys are submarine, some guys are over the top. Some guys throw harder. So it's good, but we just kind of talk about the game in general, how we're going to approach hitters if we face guys in the past, which is good with all the experience we have down there. I haven't ever pitched in the American League. These guys have pitched in the American League for a long time. With Neshek's been in the American League for a long time, Qualls. So yeah, it's good to kind of get some history on some guys that I may not have faced.
For those that don't know you all that well, we just been in Houston for a few months. How do you keep busy? What's your hobbies? What kind of stuff are you into?
My wife and my 3-year-old are here. We can get up and we'll go. Go out to lunch, go out to breakfast whenever we can. I got some friends that actually live in town, so we'll get together, let our kids play, and barbecue a little bit here and there. But it's pretty much just routine as normal. Just wake up, drink my coffee, and head to the field about lunchtime every day. That's about it.
When you have a 3-year-old, that is a hobby, isn't it?
Yeah, they definitely keep you busy. So it's they come on the road as much as possible. So it's good to have them around.
Well, that's Astros pitcher Will Harris. Thanks so much for your time, and continued good luck on the season. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to Houston Sports Talk, and make sure to check out our show Tuesdays at 9 p.m. and Wednesdays at 8 a.m. on K-Breeze Sports 106.1 FM. You can download Houston Sports Talk on iTunes or with our brand new free Houston Sports Talk app for Android users.